We are filming a short film about the Good Samaritan, that Bible story that a lot of people know and love.
This sort of dramatization of the Good Samaritan is that we get an opportunity to learn a little bit more about who these people were.
This guy is getting ready to go to a festival, sell some wares to help his village, and then comes upon somebody and realizes that that is more important.
Some people miss opportunities, or they have their mindset on something different than what's actually probably more important.
I think anytime we can bring some realistic life to a story, a parable or something that happened, it connects with us.
It wasn't just a straight recreation from the biblical account of the parable. And I really liked that. I liked that approach, trying to make it more, trying to make it relatable. And so that was one of the interesting things in approaching this project, and it was exciting for me.
So we're filming on the LDS Motion Picture Studio out in Goshen, Utah, with their world-famous Jerusalem set out here.
I have been to the old Jerusalem city, and it is very much like it, especially the walls, the sidewalks, which are very uneven. All of that is just like Jerusalem.
Because this place feels like a Rubik's Cube. It's a maze. It's so compact, but there are so many passages, and it's a wonderful place to be.
This is exciting. We're shooting the scene as Michael and Gabriel are just beginning their journey on the road to Jericho. And so they're coming through the western gate in Israel as they leave the city. And there's all kinds of people, there's extras, there's Roman guards. It's a big setup, and it's just a lot of fun.
Working with the director, James Dalrymple, he is so humble. He has this beautiful balance of tact and being direct.
Our director, James, he really brought a very special feeling to set. And a lot of times, and I think the cast would reiterate this, he would tell everyone to pause for a moment, and he would give us context of why we were doing what we were doing.
I want every one of you to invent a story as to why you're here.
The cast and crew were exceptional. For example, when Mika and Hava are getting ready for his journey, the love between them is evident. And they only met on set an hour before we were shooting.
Everybody is very nice. Everybody's very kind and thoughtful, and they seem to really be having a good time working together, which is beautiful.
The whole crew from across all departments just performed to their very best. They all elevated the project.
The crew's fun. The crew is definitely fun to work with. I mean, we range from zero experience to we've done this a million times.
So we had a mix of professionals and non-professionals on set, which is always really interesting. Some people, it was their first time on a film set, but everyone came with the expectation that they were going to just do their best.
The Assyrians came and kind of conquered a long time ago, and they wanted to know who the married ladies were. So they said, okay, if you're married, you have to have your hair covered. Wow. So they knew who the single ones were.
So when you go to design a show, especially something that's historical, you have to do a lot of research. You can't just make things up. I mean, you can if you're doing sci-fi, right? That's a lot of fun. But if you're doing something that has a historical context, or something that we are drawn to, we've already seen something, we've seen a nativity scene, we've seen The Chosen, we've seen some other show that depicts Christ or the parables, and we have to kind of relate to a world that we have and do research where there's not a lot of research.
So the Sadducees, for us, one of the things that were really an expensive color is purple. It takes like 1,000 snails to crush up to be able to make purple and this really dark shade.
As the Good Samaritan shows up on scene, he doesn't know who this person is at all. He sees them there laying in the dirt, and yet there's two things that quickly help him know he's not a Samaritan.
You probably need it. Sorry, it's a hit and I go down or I'm going
just
down. Just
executing a fight scene in a story like this is not something that you usually see, right? And we had a team of stuntmen that choreographed that scene and fought, and it feels very believable. It feels very real. It is real, and it kind of puts you in the space that this is a brutal attack.
When you have to do fight scenes, some of the things that go through my mind are, can we do it? Because there's so many variables involved with different fight scenes, you know, that require stunts, that require the actors to do certain things, or stunt performers to do certain things. There's safety concerns, there's time constraints, there's, in this case, there was some makeup wardrobe things that had to be addressed as this fight and time progressed.
You know, I wrote into the script a character for the donkey. So it's not just having donkeys in the film, but I actually gave Hamor a character.
Martha is the donkey that I got to work with. There isn't a scene that I'm in without Martha. She's in all of it with me. And so I love her. I feel like we got to know each other pretty well. I don't know what she thinks of me. It's hard to read her sometimes.
So they text me a lot from set. That's kind of when they're in their downtime, they'll send me a text and tell me what's going on. And the consensus was the donkey. I got to work with the donkey today. The donkey was so great. Oh, I have a scene with the donkey. And I'm like, he makes more than I do.
I don't know how many calls I made to different people that had animals, and they said, well, we don't do that. And so I called Brandis up in Honeyville. That's 100 miles from here. And she has some trained donkeys and sheep, and the only week she had open in a period of a month was the very week we were shooting.
You know, we're trying to do this story of the Good Samaritan, the story that the Lord told, and we're just, the opposition, the noise, the adversity, it's just not working. And Dave says, well, why don't we have a prayer? And so we did.
Our Heavenly Father,
we had a prayer together as a company, as a group, as a team. And it was powerful. And we all felt it. I think everyone on set felt the power of that moment.
I visit a lot of sets, but this one was one of the best sets I've ever been on. Being there that day, like, I literally cried when I left her. I was calling my friend because I said, it's just like you can totally feel the spirit there. And then also the way it was run.
This particular type of storytelling has a spiritual component, which a lot of our current media and storytelling doesn't.
And I had cast members and crew members come up to me after shooting days and said they want to do this again. They felt the spirit during the shooting.
Hopefully, the spiritual message resonates even more when we connect those spiritual ideas not just to sort of nameless people, but that we see it enacted with people that we come to love and hopefully care about, and hopefully it drives the point home even further.
The director mentioned that this is a symbolism of Christ. I love that.
Not everybody can do all the good in the world all at once. But if everybody does a little bit, the world gets a little brighter. And I think this story provides that.
Who is my neighbor? And should we not care for each other is so important. And so when someone sees this film, I hope they see and feel that. And when they feel the tenderness that Joshua has as a Samaritan for Micah, a Jew, and the difficulty that he underwent to actually care for him, that they'll feel God's love, which is there for all of us.